Good morning, everyone. This is Biz Chick Stevie. Woo-hoo! It's Monday, and we're here to help you run a profitable business. It's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today I'm here with my co-host, Miss Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva. I'm Carolina from California Cover Ups, and we are the Biz Chicks. Today is Monday, and we want to give a shout out to everybody watching on the replay as well as you tuning in live. And we'd like you to sit back, relax, hydrate, because it's time for coffee, tea, thoughts, and conversations here on the Biz Chicks. On Monday, we pick a topic and we just explore it. And so I want to get right into it today. Oh, and there she goes. She's
I'm
hydrating.
here.
How you doing, Fran? What's going
I'm
on?
I'm well. I am well. I
Got my
Hey
water
Devette.
too.
Yep. Hey Devette. So today we are talking about
Hmm.
no compromise on the promise.
Hmm.
We were having a discussion, or I was having a revelation about the co-promise is
Hmm.
a is not the promise.
Oh, uh-huh. Hmm.
It's a compromise of the promise.
Hmm.
And a lot of times people compromise on their dreams, their goals, their commitments, their
Hmm. Hmm.
routine. uh, you may have been committed to uh, maybe dropping to a certain size, or
Oh,
hitting a certain weight goal, and you
uh-huh.
got maybe 10 minutes from the goal,
Mm-hmm.
and then you stopped because somebody said, "Oh, you're too skinny," or "You're too, you look good enough."
Hmm.
You got, but you're not where you wanted to be. It's not where you decided that you wanted to go. And so you stopped short of that goal, stopped short
Hmm.
of that routine. And even in our business,
Uh-huh.
do we stopping short of what we said we wanted?
Are we settling for that's good enough?
In a
I
nutshell.
don't know about you, but I do it all the time. Well, that's good enough. Just be happy with that. I
And
think
why
it
it,
comes. I think it comes from childhood conversations
and I
and
and I
experiences.
could yes. Why do we stop short of the full promise?
You know, especially if you were raised where there was shortage in the house. Well, you got too many cookies. Save some for somebody else. Da 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 da. Da. There's not enough. There's not enough. Make it stretch. Da, da, da. So even though that was not my total experience, in my atmosphere there were always these things going on. Like at school, do you have some for everybody? Do you remember that? Did you bring enough cookies for everybody? Well, no. Then you can't have any cookies. What the heck?
So
This
what
is America, people.
so I'm asking the question, what goal, routine, dream, commitment have you compromised where you didn't go through to see it to the end? You and okay, we made this analogy today. The beach, you try to get to the beach, but you stopped in the desert because it has sand too. The beach
Hmm.
was the destination where the water is at the ocean side, but you stopped in the desert because it had sand. Us, this is good enough. But is it really? It's not. It
You
looks
know,
like it
yeah.
looks like it, but it's not
What was that
it.
commercial? Looks like it cooks like a high price bread. Tastes like it too when you put it on bread, but it's not the real deal.
Is it the thing that you had desired? Did you settle on something
Mm,
that you really that the thing you didn't want? That's not what I wanted. I wanted the red shoes with the sequins. Well, we've got green and we got blue and we got yellow and whatever. Somebody has red shoes with sequins. Are you willing to do what
mm.
it takes to go to get the red shoes with the sequins? Or are you just going to settle for, you don't like yellow, but you're going to settle for yellow because it's got sequins?
It may even be the same shoe, but it's not the color you wanted it in.
It, you
And so I guess
stopped.
I'm going to type here in the chat, stop settling.
Right. Stopping short of the thing you really wanted. And okay, so if you don't know what you want, then you'll stop short and because you really didn't know what you wanted. But once you
Mm-hmm.
decided what it was that you did, what your commitment was, and we talked about that top 10 list, we talked about what it is that we wanted, uh, what we decided we were going to do. If we said we want to help 1,000 women in 2020 do better in their business and help them achieve, uh, help them take the hassle out of their hustle and move
Mm-hmm.
forward in their business, and we stopped at 529,
Mm.
well, that's enough. That's okay, but that's not what we wanted. Good morning, Lawana. That's not what
Hey,
we
hey,
wanted.
Pat.
Hi, Pat. That's not what we wanted. So are we going to stop short?
Mm.
Here's
Mm-hmm.
another analogy. Luana likes to drive.
Mm-hmm.
She's on her way to Texas. But if she stops in Colorado,
Whoa.
has she reached the destination she desired? How many people on their way to Texas stopped in Colorado, pitched a tent in Colorado, and said, I'm in Colorado? This is just okay. This is okay. But nothing you wanted is in Colorado, it's in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
But we stopped in Colorado and like, ah, this is okay.
The
This will
weather's
do.
nice here, right? The weather's nice, and they, I
This is
can
okay.
I can make do. Oh, that's another thing. We're always making do, aren't we?
Right.
I think this
Compromising.
I think this is a great conversation, especially since we just went through Mother's Day. We are always compromising our position for others, especially those of us who are parenting, because just because you do not have children doesn't mean you're not a mother. You have been mothering something, someone.
And Luana said it. Moms tend to do that all the time.
Yeah, we do.
This is okay. This will just be okay.
This will
But
be enough for me.
that's not what you wanted.
and and then what happens is when we do this, now here I'm going to take this to another level. When we do this, we teach others to do it by our example. So if you can't stop for yourself, do it for the kids.
You're headed to the beach, you stop in the desert because it has sand. That's not the beach you wanted. This is not the thing you wanted. What is it that thing? What is that business you wanted? The one that you dreamed about. I am going to teach people how to do X. Fill in the blank. Are you doing that?
Mm.
Or have you settled? I see a lot of people, they take these different courses and they settle on somebody else's idea of what a business model should look like.
Yes, of even how they want to do it, because it's not according to someone else's formula, but is that really you? If you're not into, I don't know, headstands, if you do jumping jacks, but you take the course, and the course says you need to be doing headstands. Now you're online trying to do headstands. But really, your thing is jumping jacks, right? It's not going to work for you. Trust your gut. Be who you are. People, and how many times do people say online, we want the authentic you? Just
But the authentic you can't settle being somebody else.
exactly.
I am very mindful of my time and of what I need to do during the day. I have to practice that and I have to stay focused with that, because there are people who will call you because they got an emergency or something and want to, I need you here at this time. And I maintain my schedule. Let me
Mhm.
look. There's two things Terry and I will always tell you. Is it in the budget? Is it on the schedule?
Mhm.
Look at your schedule before you do anything. Does this line up? This thing that people want you to stop off on. Hey, can you stop on the way to the you're on your way somewhere.
Hey, Gabby.
You're on your way to
Mhm.
New York. They want you to go up to Spokane before you go to New York. That was not my destination. And I think sometimes we veer off of our schedule or our things to try and accommodate someone else.
Mhm. Hey, Gabby. Thanks for joining. Yeah, I think so. We do that quite a bit, and
So,
it's difficult to unlearn because it pops up every once in a while in our lives. You know, we get
we,
it under control. It's like weeds, huh?
yes, you got to keep the garden under control. You wanted to go X. You wanted
Mhm.
to do X. You have your top 10 list for 2020,
Mhm.
and but now you're working on something else. You compromised your list for something else. And
Mhm.
I'm like, wait a minute.
Squirrels.
You compromise what it is that you wanted. And I'm going to use this. I said I wanted to be X amount of weight at a certain size, what have you. If I let people say, oh, you look good enough, and I stop short of my goal, my desire, my commitment, I'm going to look back at my life with regrets, because that's not what I desired, because I stopped and I compromised on my promise, the promise that I decided for myself. I was going to keep a promise to myself. I'm going to be healthy, fit, and trim. I know what that looks like. Okay, so I need to go there. In the spite of the fact of everybody telling me, oh, you look too skinny. Oh, you da 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 da. Or this or that. Oh, you look good enough. This is my journey. I needed to stay on focus with my journey
Mhm.
and not compromise the thing that I decided. Now, it's okay to change your mind, but change it because you wanted to do it, not because it's easier to compromise.
Mhm.
Compromise is really easy. You've gotten to a certain point, or okay, how about you're climbing up a mountain? The goal is to climb Mount Everest. There's a lot of
Mhm.
people who had the goal to climb Mount Everest and get
Yes.
to the top, but there's a few that have come up and got to the base camp, which is part way up,
Mhm.
and you're almost you're going to go up to the next. You only have a few 150 feet or another mile to go before you get to the top.
To
There
the
are a lot of
summit.
people, yes, but there are a lot of people who stop at the base camp and say, oh, this is good enough. I got this far up Mount Everest, but did you get to the top? You went here.
And you know something, Francine? The view is different from the top.
Uh-huh. Okay, I'm going to go here. You want to make top money.
Mhm.
In order to do that, you're going to have to do things that other people are not willing to do. You're going to have to put in some extra time. You're going to have to learn how to budget. You're going to have to learn how to mind your money. Oh, that's a good. Mind your money. Anyway, you're going to have to learn how to do some things if you've never done that before,
Mhm.
and you figured out how budgeting works for a little bit, or happiness plan, but now you need to take that to the next level. What's your projections for the next year? What's your projections? And start thinking like a CEO. Start thinking like, I'm talking about legitimate CEO. I'm not talking about an online CEO. I'm talking about learning what a CEO does and how they do it. That's going to cost you extra time. It's going to cost you extra effort to get to that status. Some people want to get to six figures, but don't want to do the six-figure climb. The six figures is at the summit. They want to go right to the base camp. Oh, this is good enough. I'm
Mhm.
I'm making I'm making a few $1,000s a month. This is good enough. But that's not what you wanted. You wanted to serve more people. Okay, in order to serve more people well, you're going to have to learn new systems,
Mhm. Mhm.
because the more people you have, you got to have a system where you're tracking them, and where are they, and how are you keeping up with them? Do they hear from you? What is the whole situation? But if you stop right here with 300 people, you said you wanted how many people on your contact list?
Mhm.
I want to go viral. Do you really? There's a cost.
Yeah. And
Get to the promise.
there you go. You got to pay some dues. And the other thing too is it's going to cost you. Are you prepared to invest in yourself and your business? Because once you have all those people on your contact list, it's going to cost you to keep in touch with them.
Time, effort, money. You are going to have to do some things, which means you're going to need to revamp your routine,
Hmm.
revamp your schedule, do all of these different little things that nobody's talking about on the back end
Yeah.
to get to where you decided you wanted to be. The compromise is like, oh, I can just do my business like so and so did hers.
Or this is good enough.
Mm, is
I
it
can camp
really?
out right here at good enough. You know what I mean? Because I don't know anybody who has exceeded this level. So therefore, I'm there. But that wasn't your dream. That's not what you were given. That's not what you saw in the vision.
Let's take Steve Jobs.
Hmm. Hmm.
He saw something when he was putting together the Apple that nobody else saw, and people were laughing at him. When the iPhone came out, there was no touch tone phone, no
Hmm.
touch, the phone where you're touching the keys and swiping and doing all of that. There was none of that. And he saw something and he kept pushing at it. He kept pushing at it. The people around him thought he was crazy. Eh, what do you mean? This is good enough. BlackBerry was good enough. This was good enough. This was good enough. But he pushed past good enough to now they set the standard for things. The entire industry changed.
The ability to select your music, to carry your music with you in your pocket, as opposed to carrying around that. Because the portable CD player was pretty. It was portable. Yeah,
But
but
it was
you couldn't
big.
run with it. I mean, it was every time you ran it skipped and it. Girl, please.
And then you couldn't rewind.
You couldn't
And there was
rewind the
some stuff
cassette
that it,
player.
right. So, or you could rewind the cassette player, but you couldn't rewind it back like 10 seconds to get what you wanted for it wasn't working
It
like
was
that.
limited.
Gabriella says, working on getting the systems I put in place to work smoothly together instead of being all over the place. Yes, that is the other thing. So let's talk about your adventure over the weekend, Terry. They made a change
Oh my gosh.
in the system that you were using for
Yes, yes,
putting,
yes.
and so you wanted a place to be able to showcase your face covers. because you have California cover-ups. So you wanted to put the face covers on and how to do that. Well, they had changed the system where you had kept everything, and they did tell you.
That it was coming up.
Yes, so it wasn't like a surprise, but you had to, in order to get to your goal of getting those face covers on that site, you had to put forth a different effort. Now you could have just said, well, this will do, and we'll just get a link and put it over there and link people to the item in the store,
Yes.
instead of the goal of, I want to put this item on display on the website store.
Yes.
But you could have compromised and just said, oh, I'll just take the link and send it to everybody. But you had to put forth a different effort to get there.
True. The other thing I had to do, and I want to say this to everybody that's listening, the other thing I had to do was I had to get help. I had to find somebody who knew more than I did about this. And I had to, because I had confidence in that person, I had to wait for them to be available. You know, if you've got somebody that you've done business with that you know, like, and trust, make an appointment, people. Don't just impose yourself on them. And then by all means, please pay them. Please be prepared to pay them, because you needed the help.
And if you're the person giving the help, accept the payment.
Please.
We do a lot of things for friends and family that we should be getting compensated for.
Yes.
And you need to accept it. You'd sitting up there with, eating ramen and celery sticks in the refrigerator because you don't want to take a payment. I don't want people to think I'm being greedy.
Or they're a friend. Look, when you go into Macy's and your friend is behind the counter, do you pay Macy's? Did you say hi and all of that? How's the kids, girl? Da, da, da. And then you either whip out a credit card or you whip out some cash. You know what I'm saying? Come
So
on.
That's another place where we compromise. Whatever that thought is, and if you got crazy thoughts about money in your head, you need to go see Coach Karen to figure out, get that stuff swept out, because it's okay to get paid. We might need to write a book. It's okay to get paid.
You know, we really do, because I'm serious. I was not even cognizant of the fact that I was not there psychologically. It's okay for my friends to pay me for what I do. It's okay for me to, you know what I mean? Because they are customers. They're coming to me because we're solving a problem.
Right.
It's okay to take money from friends for what you do.
Right.
You don't
and
go in the grocery store and walk out and they say, oh, it's okay, girl. Now, if a friend is doing this because they know you need something, by all means, please accept the help. Please accept the help. And when you get something, then, go compensate them later. But if you need help right now and they're offering to help you, don't refuse help because you don't have the money. We're not saying that.
Right. And they have said, don't worry about it. And we're saying these type of things because we got stuff in our heads that, I just do that. Don't worry about it. And I'm like, wait a minute. Or on the other hand, you're trying to help somebody and somebody's trying to help you. I'm going to do this pro bono because I need you to get where you need to be.
Yes.
And then once you're up and running, you can compensate us later or whatever. Take the help. Don't have too much pride to take the help, and then don't have too much pride to ask for payment.
Mm-hmm. And then those of you who take the help, don't forget, like, remember the 9 lepers? Only one came back.
And
don't forget to say thank you.
Right. So, Gabriella said the portable CDs were the size of pancakes. Yes, they were.
I think I got one out in the garage. I have to bring it in one day.
So we are saying all of this. Do not compromise on the thing you decided that you wanted. I'm going to go in a biblical thing. God said, I want you wealthy and I want you well. And if you
Mm-hmm.
want to figure out what scripture that is, 1 John 3, 3 John
3 John 2, right?
2. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
1 and 2. He said, I want you wealthy and I want you well. Okay. For all of y'all who don't believe in God, just ignore that statement from the just ignore that statement from, strike that from the record if you don't. But for those of you who understand that we got a higher power that we need to answer to, he wants you wealthy, he wants you well. For some reason, we compromise on,
Mm-hmm.
okay, if I got my toe is hurting. Well, that's okay. It's okay if my toe hurts. No, it's not, because you're now compromising on the fact that he didn't say I want you wealthy and it's okay for your toe to hurt.
Mm-hmm.
No, he wants you wealthy. He wants you well. So that means if I'm not well and if I'm not wealthy, and when I say wealthy, things are working and I could still not be where I need to be, and that's
Mm-hmm.
okay. And I'm working toward that. I'm working toward getting myself in a position. The only reason why I'm not wealthy is because I'm missing information somewhere. I'm missing information. I'm either mismanaging the wealth that I have coming in, or
Mm-hmm.
I'm missing information on how to get the wealth in. Does that
Uh-huh.
make sense?
Yes.
There's missing information. If I'm not well, there's something is missing. I'm abusing some type of law in my body.
Mm-hmm.
Does this make sense? I'm
Mm-hmm.
abusing something is going wrong. I'm eating the wrong type of foods. I'm not getting any sleep. I'm not drinking any water. I remember Dr. Lorraine Day came and she taught one day and she said, disease comes from four things: lack of sleep, no water, poor diet, and stress.
Mm.
So if I follow the rules and I eat properly, feed my body properly, drink plenty of water, get plenty of rest, and avoid the stress, I should be okay.
Things
And
should
I'm
work
talking,
out.
things should work out okay. And Gabriella, yes, health is your first wealth. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm. And then,
Marvell said, I'm
yes,
going to go back to this comment. Marvell said, advertise for them. The person that
you're trying to
helped you
help.
out, the person that helped you out, say something and promote them. Thank you. And then Lawana said, you're supposed to prosper in all things. Yes,
Yes.
we are.
Everything you set your hand to is going to prosper, girl.
But if you don't know it, if you don't know that you're supposed to be healthy and prosperous,
Morning, Jill.
will you go for it?
Mm.
If you don't know you're supposed to have it, will you go for it? Will you expect it? Let's put it that way. Not necessarily go for it. Will you expect to be wealthy and well if you don't know it?
And are you contradicting, therefore repelling the thing that you really wanted
Self-sabotaging.
with your mouth? Girl, how are sales? Oh, they're okay. No, sales are always wonderful.
If you don't understand that you are supposed to be wealthy and supposed to be well, you're going to compromise on that and accept any old thing that comes. You don't want any old thing that's walking down the street. Have you seen the guys with teeth missing and unkempt, and they like, hey, can I get your number? And you're like,
I think not.
no. But if you compromise, you'll take any old thing that comes slithering up the street.
Oh, my grandmother said anybody can get a half a man. That's
So,
another subject.
oh, but it
But
does. But you
anybody
compromise.
can have a half a business, okay?
Yeah, and it's true. You can have a half a business. You can have a hobby. But did you want to start a business or did you want to have a hobby?
Okay. Or are you turning that hobby into a business? And if so, it should look different from when it was a hobby.
Right. There should be some systems in place and things of that nature.
Hmm.
Hey, Jill. So any comments or
I
questions?
think I asked the question earlier, and maybe some people weren't in here. Let's go back up to the top here where I asked, what
I'm gonna
dream have you left unreached?
oh, I'm gonna put the link in the chat, and if you all want to come in, this is something new. So hey, I'm putting the link in the chat, and I gotta stop tapping on my iPad, thinking it's the thing. So if you want to jump in the seat and talk about it,
Hmm.
we're going to give you that opportunity. Hopefully your camera ready because what did what did
Always be ready to be seen.
always be camera ready.
Um,
So
Gail Guest Brown said, always be ready to be seen.
walk out the house, be ready to be seen. Going to the grocery store, whatever you're doing, always be ready to be seen.
Hmm. Yeah.
That so the whole conversation today is a compromise. Have we compromised on anything? We're going to give you an opportunity to get in here because I know there's a delay on Facebook and
Hmm.
so and YouTube for that matter.
Because we're
What have
all operating businesses. Have you compromised something because you didn't have the skill? We have reasons why we compromise things. I know that the reason why I did not update my website as I should was because I knew I didn't have the skills, but I didn't stop, put the brakes on, and actually seek the help when I should have. I delayed it. I kept putting it off. We keep compromising different things in our business that delay the wealth, that delay the prosperity. So, what have you? This is maybe this is confession time, but so come on in and tell us how you're handling this stuff, guys.
and I have I set up. I knew that I wanted to learn more about stocks and that type of thing, so I set up the account and put some money in it. Went through all of that, but never went back to actually study it because it seemed daunting. It
Mm,
seemed like, OMG, I don't understand how this works. Well, how about the Cash App decided to tell you in English how it works? And I was like, oh, okay. So you can do stocks from your Cash App. You don't have to put $240 per share. You can
mm.
put however much you want. Tell us about that, Terry.
You can invest a percentage in a piece of stock. So on your Cash App, at the bottom there are icons, and there's one that looks like a little lightning bolt, and that is where you buy stocks. And they actually have a tutorial on what a stock is, how it works, and it's easy because you can buy and sell like that, and it goes back in your account. On other ones, there's a delay. They hold your money before they
Right.
put it back into your account. Also, there's a transaction fee on the others. On the Cash App, I don't believe there's a transaction fee. Is there? I don't recall any. So it works a little like Robinhood did when, I don't know if Robinhood has fees now, but when they first came out as an opportunity to buy stocks online, they did not charge you to make those transactions. So I love it because also it gives you a little blurb about the company that you're about to buy. And so you can sort of make a decision. Oh, that looks interesting. And if you don't have a high, what would you call it, tolerance for volatility, you you can get
Risk.
out. You just push the button and get out of that stock and move it to something that you feel more comfortable with. So I find it simple to use. You know, we don't like convoluted crap at BizChicks. That is one. That is why we do what we do, because we don't
And
like.
stocks were complicated for me. I was
They
like,
they can be complicated.
but I thought after reading what they did at Cash App, I was like, oh, you people made that stuff complicated on purpose.
Unnecessarily complicated. So I would have to go to the expert.
Right. And now the playing field is level.
Mm-hmm.
So the conversation today was all about don't compromise on the promise that you made to yourself, that you were going to do this thing. Jill, I want to say congratulations to you. I listened to your the message that you put out. I can't recall what you called it, but the message that you put out for the first responders and the medical teams and the people to help them breathe, it was outstanding. I got mine on my email. It was really, really good. And if you want to pop in and talk about it, you can, but it was amazing. And Jill took her skill set and pivoted for this time in this industry. I can see a playlist.
Yes, absolutely.
Breathing space playlist, and I'm gonna go look her up on to make sure that she's out there on
Spotify and
yeah. I want to go follow her podcast.
We would love to put the name of your podcast up here too, Jill, so people can tune in.
Yes. And so let me know if it's ready or whatever, because I know she was working on it. But I was like, man.
And you know, you can call us if you need help with your podcast.
Right.
Oh, guys, we do that too.
Right.
Look,
We really
I know
do.
a lot of times people don't know what we do here at BizChicks. At BizChicks, we help you brainstorm ideas for how to make money with your business and give you resources to execute that. We also help you learn how to use your tech tools.
Right. We do have that. So Jill, what is the name of your podcast if it's already up and ready to go?
She said she's not camera ready today. That's okay.
Yeah,
what's
that's
the name of the podcast?
Yeah, because I wanted to have people go there. And then Gabriella, I know you do things in the health realm as well. Good morning, Jerry. So
Hey, Jerry.
we want to learn more about what you do. And so yeah, let's do that. Breathe.
Yeah.
Because you can make Jill's podcast a part of your routine for the morning or the evening. And I've seen apps, where they want you to breathe, and then
yes,
there's different little apps, but I want something simple. If it's on a podcast, I can just bring it up on my phone.
And I want somebody I trust.
Right.
Because a lot of times, because I'm not familiar with these techniques, I tend to shy away from them. But you can trust Jill. She's not going to take you out of space or out of your body. I don't know, crazy stuff is going to happen, and you'll be able to relax and enjoy it.
Right.
So Pat, we put the link up there if you wanted to join us in the studio real quick.
Okay, so I'm going to put this up. She said, in June, I will be launching Chill with Jill membership-based recordings, 24/7 on-demand calm. Thank you, Jill.
I love it. I love it.
Yes, so we're waiting for that.
That is really good. And something just popped into my mind, and I have to write it down. Let me find a pen. I have to move the pens off my desk. Oh, you know what? I got it. I got a phone.
Yep, type it in there. So Jill made some recordings for healthcare professionals, and she's not camera ready, but that's okay. So don't compromise, people, on the promise. even though they say we cannot go, we can't gather together. Oh, both of you guys are launching in June. Gabriella says, thank you for the shout out. Crystal Sound Bath Guided Meditation on Demand site launches in June as well. So we
Wow.
got two people in here that's going to help us to do the first part of one of those four things, deal with the stress.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to run by it again. Disease comes from one of four areas: lack of nutrition, poor nutrition, lack of water, not drinking enough water, no sleep,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and stress. So the combination of all four of those breaks down the body. You need to make sure you're drinking plenty of water, make sure you're resting well, make
Please.
sure that you're eating well, and that you're eliminating stress. So Jill and Gabriella help you to eliminate stress.
Here's the other thing, folks. You may be having to change your body clock because you have people at home, and you may have to get up earlier. Okay. If you need to take a nap in the middle of the day, take a nap. It's okay. Seriously, because it takes time to change your body clock.
It's going to take time to get to your promise. It's going to take
There's a
time
sentence.
to experience the promise the way that you want. It's going to take time. It's going to take study. It's going to take investigation. It's going to take you doing more than you think you're capable of. But you can do this. You can do this.
And you are not in this
alone. You are really not by yourself. You can come here and get tech tools and tips, because we're going to do a tech playground coming up. We could do one on Saturday if you like, Terry. But a tech playground is $27.
Saturday the 16th. I've got something going on. I have to look at my calendar.
Yeah, let's look at the calendar, because that's what we said we was going to do. And I believe we can do them on Sundays too, if that's better. But the tech calendar allows you to come in, because we did a trial run. I think it was last Monday or something. We did a tech playground, learning how to use MailChimp. We learned some MailChimp stuff. We practiced on one another.
Luana was in there.
Yes, Luana was in for that one. So we are doing tech playgrounds. So if you have something that you need help with, well, I need to know how to do my podcast. We could do. Now, setting it up is a difference than helping you.
You know what,
learn
Fran?
it.
Maybe we should have themes for these playgrounds so that people don't come, so we're not all over the place.
Correct.
So, we will tell you what the theme is, and if you need help with that, you can come into the tech playground and we'll walk you through some stuff.
And you can tell us what you need help with, so that we can set up a tech playground around that theme.
Did you hear that, Jerry? Because Jerry says,
yes, I want that.
So, yeah.
Because if you got a new Mac and you want to know how to maneuver, you got a new iPhone, you want to know how to maneuver, you've got MailChimp, not sure how to use it. Okay, Luana, we'll send it out to you. Marvell said MailChimp, yes. The cost, because it's online, we're going to make up. I want to say something. Terry, what do you think? It's only going to be an hour.
Yeah, I think it's like $27. It just depends on who's going to be in there and what we're teaching.
$27, Marvell, and we'll be online, and you'll be in the room with us, and we'll be pushing buttons and showing you what to do.
Okay, and you can actually ask us questions.
Yeah, because you'll be sitting in the room with us. Ooh. And we'll be sharing screens. I got a piece of crumb or something in my eye. Okay. $27. And we'll do a tech playground. We can do one a week if you want, Terry.
We can do that.
Yeah, we can do
We
it.
just have to pick the day.
Yes. So
maybe Wednesday.
okay, you guys are the test subjects. Wednesday's not a good day.
Oh, okay.
You the test subjects. So do you guys want Saturday or Sunday? Put a 1 for Saturday, a 2 for Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going anywhere anyway, because most people would.
Yeah, but we are streaming and doing stuff for people. You have to remember those schedules.
But it would be a certain time.
Yes,
I know. Going to be
But I need to function well in the morning.
Right. So Saturday, or let's do Saturdays.
Let's do Saturday early.
Jerry, okay, we're gonna make the decision because Jerry said either. Okay, Saturday morning, depending on where you're from, because it might be East Coast, West Coast. So Saturday mornings, Gabriella said both days are fine. Okay, Saturday it is. We will do the tech playground on Saturdays. We can have one. Let's see, Saturday's the 16th. What you got going on, Terry?
I'm on a panel on the 16th, and it's going to be, I don't know what the parameters are. So as long as it's early, I can probably make that happen.
Okay, Marvell, we got you at Saturday.
Let us get back to you with the time. I really need to check on this panel thing because I committed to that.
No problem.
Okay. So, but it will be Saturday.
Normally Saturday in the morning is what we will do. And normally it's like 10 a.m. is our normal time. It would be at 10 a.m., 11, 12, which is 1 o'clock Eastern, but it's Saturday. So we will do a tech playground, and we need to find out. I think you want to do MailChimp again?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, it'll be MailChimp.
We have 2 people in here today who said they need help with MailChimp.
Yeah, people said they need help with MailChimp. So we'll do a MailChimp 10 a.m.
And Jerry says 10 is good. Okay, and I may have to hop in and out.
That's okay. I got it, because we'll just walk through
what MailChimp is, where the buttons are. It's starting Sunday from 3 to 4, and you can register at Eventbrite. Cool.
Okay, LaWanna, I want to get with you because we have an Eventbrite page set up for that, and I need to transfer it over to you. So I'll get with you after today's program. So we got a tech playground. Let me put it in the calendar.
As recurring too. Let me see.
And we're going to do it Saturdays. I thought I had this already in here, but we'll do that. I need to do it on my phone. Okay, Saturday, 10 a.m. We will send you details. I need to get if you have not joined up with BizChicks already, I think I'm going to set up another tech playground, text. Anyway, send me a
text biz.
Thank you.
Text biz to 33777. Right? Is that 33?
Yeah.
I'm going to put it in the chat.
Okay. I thought you got it then. I'll let you do that.
Yeah. Join BizChicks.
Will the tech playground be recorded? Yes, they are available. We will send them to you in an MP4 or MP3 format. Gabriella, I need to brush up on ConvertKit, or we could bring in a specialist for ConvertKit. Yeah. So we will get it handled. So you have lead pages set up, but the automation is a headache. Yep. You might like MailChimp. MailChimp is doing some new stuff.
What we were working with may help.
MailChimp, Yeah,
alleviate all of that.
right. So you can check in the MailChimp class and see if that is something that would work for you, Gabriella. All right. All right. So when you, I need to put something on there for the tech class. In that text for the biz thing, if you put in there tech class in one of the responses, I'll get it. When you text and it says your first name or whatever, put a dash and put tech class.
Or put playground.
Or just put TP, dash TP, tech playground, after your name, and then I'll know that you want to sign up for that. Ah, okay. Well, Gabriella, we're gonna have to have a conversation then, because
I think you may come back.
Yeah. So, 3.
It's 33777, isn't it?
Yes, Tech Biz to 33777.
Yes.
I think we're looking forward to. Anything else that we need to cover today, Miss Terry? I think we're done.
I don't think so.
Don't compromise, people.
I'm checking
Do
the
not
link
compromise.
as we speak. I'm checking this to see if
it works.
Make sure it's working.
It is.
Good. Yep.
And put TP behind your name, and I'll know what that's for. Do not compromise. Go for the thing that you set out to do. Don't take no for an answer. Don't quit. Get to the beach. Don't stop for the desert. Okay. And with that, we are going to sign off. Thank you so much for joining us today, everybody live on the replay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Look forward to talking to you tomorrow. TJ, all the way from New York City, will be here to talk to us about social media and digital marketing, everything that you need to know to get your business to grow. Okay? Thank you so much.
Don't forget to go to the front of your own line. It's okay. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.